the more steady bowlers, Pollock and Matthews, to take it.
So it's just a little bit wide, and Jonty Rhodes is at point. He's the world's best, and he can't stop that. That's gone to the fence.
Yes, it really was a fine shot, and Pollock had the problem against Emirates the other day. In his first couple of overs, he just bowled a little bit short. And we'll see here that's exactly the case. Weight transferring on the back foot, and beating the man they're calling the Asian Tiger.
So using the feet, Spearman. And just a bit of a mix-up. Astor will have to hurry. And there's an appeal, and straight away we've got action here because umpire Venkat from India has called for the third umpire.
Well, it is a good call. If there's any doubt, of course, the umpires must use that third umpire. And we saw a terrific piece of fielding from Gary Kirsten. So we're just trying to force on the leg side, a ball just outside leg stump, outside off stump. Gary Kirsten picking up and throwing very quickly. And just look at the good tidy work here from Craig Matthews. And this is going to be pretty tight.
And he's given him the red light. So Astle has gone. Disaster for New Zealand. 2 run-outs in a row. And the early breakthrough for South Africa.
Well, we could see he was...
Has to be inside the circle. 2 catches required, a slip and a gully. And it was wide of the first slip, and it's fine enough though to beat the man at third man running around, and Spearman picks up 4. So Spearman on the front foot, that's a better shot down the ground, more authority in that one. A beautiful off drive for 4. Edge and taken. It's a very good catch from Steve Palfreman, the wicketkeeper, diving across to his right, and Matthews has another breakthrough, and Spearman is gone.
Well, that really is an important breakthrough for South Africa. New Zealand 2 for 17. We have the slower ball from Craig Matthews, a ball that is used so effectively throughout world cricket. Thickish edge, but good work from Palfreman. He put one down there against UAE the other day, and that one really going to that glove, and he's delighted. 14 runs off 14 balls, caught Palfreman, bowled Matthews, who were disappointed, 17 for 2.
So straight away underway, 2s, and he's used the angle of the bat, the pace very well, and that's down to the fence for 4. It's the end of the 4th over, a successful one for South Africa, and New Zealand 21 for 2.
Well, that's a favoured shot of Stephen Fleming. He's whipped it away beautifully, and that's a boundary for the New Zealand batsman. 4 runs to Fleming to end the over at 32 for 2. Over the top, that's a very good shot. 1 bounce, 2 bounces, and 4 runs to Roger Twos.
Certainly was a fine shot, just whipped that one away, and I'm not so sure it was a bad delivery. I think really it was a very good cricket shot indeed. And really that ball was really fetched from round about middle stump, I suspect. And the fact that Twos has got it away and aerially and hit it very crisply indeed, it's forced another field change. Looks like Kirsten is going to go back into the deep backward square boundary, and the fine leg as Matthews is going to come up into the circle.
Oh, that's a brilliant catch by Brian McMillan. He'd been pushed wide of the second slip. He had to dive back towards first slip, and New Zealand further disaster for them as Roger Twos goes.
Very good reply for Pollock. The fact that he'd just been whipped away for 4 runs, and Roger Twos looking to go through the offside and again play very freely indeed. And this has been the problem for New Zealand. Foot nowhere near the ball really, and that's a brilliant catch there taken by McMillan. He moved wider. He was in that first slip position, moved more into the second slip, and had to fall back the other way. But that's a wonderful catch, great dismissal. And New Zealand find themselves in further trouble now as Roger Twos goes. Court McMillan bowled Pollock for 13, and New Zealand now 36 for 3.
The new batsman for New Zealand, but we're starting a new over now. Matthews bowling to Fleming, who drives beautifully and straight. Classic shot from Stephen Fleming, 4 runs.
Well, it's been a real mixture this morning. There's been boundaries and there have been wickets, but that really was a classical drive really straight back past the bowler. In fact, mid-off, his callus just slipped a little bit there. I don't think he had any chance of cutting it off anyway. This is where Stephen Fleming is a wonderful player. When he stands tall, looks to hit the ball straight. We talked about this a lot, really, about his stroke play. I think he's a wonderful player when he plays like that.
Oh, that's another excellent piece of fielding. Outstanding in the field so far this morning, South Africa.
And the captain too, leading by example, Hansi Cronje. I wouldn't say that was a loosener by any means from Alan Donald. I thought it was a pretty good line length delivery, and Chris Cairns looking to hit on the up, saying welcome, good morning, Alan Donald, as he tried to dispatch that one through the offside, through the covers for 4, but it was Cronje more equal to the occasion to prevent those runs.
He's found the gap this time, Cairns. That's a lovely shot. 4 runs.
Well, it was almost a repetition, actually, of the previous shot, except this time Cairns was able to find the gap, and Simcox there at mid-off, a little bit slow to move, really. But again, just a little bit outside the off stump, and Cairns just leaning into it. And, well, this outfield is very, very fast indeed. It's not a big ground by any means, really.
Cairns lofting away from the field, and there might be enough on it to get it to the fence. Yes, there is. Didn't hit it all that sweetly, but it's 4 to Cairns.
Out, leg stump, knocked back. Chris Cairns on his way.
Well, joy in the South African camp. Chris Cairns hangs the head. He's been done by a good one from Alan Donald. It was quick, it was full. He'd bowled well to him in this over. He'd forced him back. He bowled short of a length, and then he gave him the full one, a quick one, and it's gone through him. He's looked to hit it a little bit squarer than perhaps he should have. It was angling down leg side, but he's looked to hit it through perhaps wideish mid-wicket, even just in front of square, and he's paid the price. Not enough use of the bat, not enough bat coming into play, hitting around it, and back goes leg stump, and back goes Chris Cairns for 9, and New Zealand in big trouble at 54 for 4.
He's bowled him. McMillan's got through Fleming. Leg stump. And that's a big wicket for the South Africans as Stephen Fleming goes.
Yes, it certainly is indeed, and what a very good piece of bowling from the big Brian McMillan. I mentioned earlier that he likes bowling around the wicket and squeezing it into the left-handed batsman, and that really was an absolute perfect delivery, as we'll see here. Just getting underneath the bat. Maybe a little bit unlucky, perhaps a bit of connection with the foot or the pad, but certainly that leg stump has been knocked back.
So it was a real struggle for Stephen Fleming today, out for 33, and New Zealand now 81 for 5.
The New Zealand batting all morning.
So Harris taking him on. It's got to be close to the direct hit, and umpire Venkat says, I don't even need the third umpire. You're on your way, Chris Harris. The fielding has been brilliant all day from South Africa. Gary Kirsten, the thrower, and that is a magnificent throw.
Well, it had to be a direct hit too, I think, to get rid of Chris Harris. In fact, Chris Harris is moving off the field rather slowly because he would know that he's missed out an opportunity there. Just turned the ball around the corner on the leg side, ran pretty quickly, but Kirsten really came in a lot quicker. And so it was Harris that called for the second, and as we can see, direct hit, and he's probably a good foot or so short. Brilliantly fielded there by Kirsten. So Harris has gone for 7, and so New Zealand even in more trouble now, 102 for 6.
During the break, let's go for it. Let's just see what we can achieve.
No, I think they'll bat the 50 overs. Because it might come back to run rates and all those sorts of things.
Well, that's a beautiful shot from Thompson. That's the best bit of timing we've seen for a long time, and the first boundary as well.
Well, a positive start after the drinks break. Maybe you're right, Ian.
Well, that's the second shot in the over, and that I think is an even better one. That's gone through mid-off. It's a great degree of timing and placement for 4 more.
Oh, brilliant stop again. Oh, he hits the stumps, so that'll be a third umpire decision. Adam Perori might have just been taking it a little easy.
Once again, it's Jonty Rhodes. He doesn't stop it. Well, he stops it cleanly because he's got to dive to his left. Quickly on his feet again. Shies at the stumps and lets. Uh-oh, I think he's out. In fact, I don't think. I know he is.
Yes, he is. A Beautifully played by Thompson. A flowing drive and a lovely boundary for Shane Thompson.
It's as good a shot as we've seen today from any batsman.
Plays that nicely away off his toes too. This is heading out to the boundary. It's a well-timed shot from Thompson, and that's 4 more. Played well again by Jamon, and in fact he's found the gap on the leg side field, and that's 4 to lead Jamon.
Valuable boundary for New Zealand. Sean Pollock whacking that in just a little bit too short. There's not enough pace in this wicket to bowl that length.
Oh, beautiful shot from Lee Jamon. A thumping drive on the offside from the New Zealand captain for 4. And that is the end of Sean Pollock's bowling spell. It's 153 for 7.
Now this short, Thompson looking to pull, and he's gone. In fact, it was so casually taken by Hansi Cronje there at mid-wicket. It fooled all of us. He hit it with some authority, Shane Thompson, but he picked out Cronje. He scooped it up fairly low down, then just threw it to the square leg umpire. Also casual. So Kevin Larson hitting across the line in the air, and he will be taken down there at long on. Very comfortable catch running in. Daryl Cullen in the fielder. Well, odds on he wasn't going to drop it. Nothing else has gone wrong for South Africa. They've done it very well. A good piece of bowling, maybe a change in pace. And Larson looking to hit down the ground. The bottom hand came into play and he lifted it. Nice and full, and unlucky here, the wicketkeeper Steve Pelfreman, and that runs away for 4 leg byes, drifting down leg side. Pelfreman, as you can expect, he was heading down leg side with it, and the deflection was a cruel one. Down the wicket, Morrison, and down to mid-off for the single. Little fumble here, and well, look at that. The last over of the innings, the first mistake, really, and an almost faultless performance from South Africa. A bonus run, New Zealand through to 177 for 9. Very disappointing performance in the end, and here we see probably only blemish. The story of the day has been excellence from South Africa in the field and with the ball, and right at the death, the very last ball of the first innings. So that's the story here at Faislabad. Very disappointing New Zealand, 177 for 9 after their 50.
Well, the total... Steve Pelfreman facing now. Plays it nicely out through the covers. Good shot. The outfield is quick, and the ball will win the race, and that's a very good start for Pelfreman.
Normally, I'm not too sure, but Andrew Hudson normally does that job, but not playing today.
Lofted, and it should be caught. Oh no, he didn't read it properly. It lobbed away, and Adam Perori was slow off the mark. Got his hands under it, couldn't hold it. Chance put down. It's 7 without loss. That was a slower ball. Same result though. Kirsten picked it and drives it again to the fence. Ball pops up in the air, and Stephen Fleming, who's just been put there, comes in, does his best, and doesn't quite get underneath it. 16 each for the opening batsman. 32 without loss. 9th over. Danny Morrison to bowl to Gary Kirsten. And that's a very good shot. It was always threatening to beat the fieldsman, who's inside the circle, and once it was past him, 4 more.
The 36 to date.
Lifts it away. That's a lovely shot. Picked it off his pads, and over the top it goes, and 4 more for Kirsten.
The New Zealanders today.
Bowled him. So Pelfreman goes, bowled by Danny Morrison, and South Africa lose their first at 41. They need 178 to win the game, and Steve Pelfreman walks off, bowled by Danny Morrison. He scored 16, and South Africa 41 for 1.
Oh, that was a bit of a mow from Cronier, and it's got away for 4. Obviously those are his intentions. Well, Cronier's done that. It's the 1 bounce 4. Swept away, that'll run away for 4. That's the area Kirsten was looking for with a fine leg up. 14 overs gone, 65 for 1. See, that's authority, isn't it? Down the wicket, over the top, nearly into the stand, but certainly over the rope.
Well, it's not over yet, as you say, Robin, but it's getting there shot by shot, and it's getting there quite quickly. Hansi Cronje, well, we've seen his frame of mind. He's not going to sit back and let Gavin Larson bowl 10 tidy overs for 30. He's going to go after him. And that time to full effect over the rope.
Oh, beautiful stroke. Away from the leg stump and just timed that perfectly.
Well, the first shot went for 6, but the second shot was a better shot, as you say. Just a little bit of room he gave himself, exposed all 3 stumps. And I guess Larson was a little bit excited at the sight of that. Cronje, he's in such good touch. He was just able to ease that behind point. A great deal of effort going into the shot, but the timing was just immaculate.
It's 4 more. There's absolutely nothing that the New Zealand captain can do about it, because he can't put any fielders out there. Rules are rules, and unless he brings the fine leg and sticks him in cow-shot corner over there, that's 3 hits that have gone in that direction. It is tough, it really is. What a wonderful over so far for South Africa. He smeared him again. This might be cut off, but isn't. 4 more. 15 overs gone. That's close and out. The question, of course, is whether it pitched on or whether it pitched outside leg stump, right arm over to the left-hander.
Well, it had to be the question. I'm sure Gary Kirsten's thinking that as he walked across. Initially, he must have thought it was pitching outside leg stump because he looked to play the sweep shot. It didn't bounce. It was always hitting in terms of the height. It would have carried on and hit the stumps. Umpire Venkat adjudicated that it was good enough for him. So Gary Kirsten's gone for 35, South Africa 87 for 2.
Big swing by Cronje, 1 bounce and 4 runs. Another aggressive shot as he takes this time to Shane Thompson.
Catch!
Well, that's in the air and it's away from the fieldsman, and Karori's got a big chase on his hands and he may well lose the race. He does. Just wide of the bowler and down to the fence for 4. So up comes the 100 for South Africa at the end of 18 overs. 20th over, Chris Harris, smashed. 6 runs. Hansi Cronje races to 50 for the big 6 from Chris Harris.
Well, that really has been a very good innings. He really took the game by the scruff of the neck when he came out. Decided to take on Gavin Larson, did so. And now it looks like he's going to take on Chris Harris. What a terrific way to bring up your 50.
Danny Morrison does open up at delivery and really just sort of opens himself up and angles the ball in towards the batsman, and it does move a little bit late, as we saw on that occasion there. That's a lovely shot from Cronje, and that's going to go away for 4. But Morrison and Waqar Younis and a number of other bowlers have used to good effect the so-called reverse swing theory. And I think
and there again, Cronje is not scared to play across the line, and he plays with good authority again over the fence at mid-wicket for 6 more.
Hansi Cronje is very comfortable against spin bowlers, and of course those of medium pace as well, and he's taken heavy toll of the New Zealand bowlers today. Some say he's a little bit suspect against quicker bowlers, but I think today he's played wonderfully well.
48 required for victory for South Africa. 25 overs in which to score those 48, so not a problem there. And a very strong batting lineup still to follow.
Problem, you're right.
Well, that's short of a length from Morrison, and that's pulled away again by Cronje. Beautiful shot over the top of mid-wicket. Couple of bounces, 4 more.
Well, I just think in frustration there, Danny Morrison tried to do something a little bit different, and that was to try and intimidate Hansie Cronje with a shorter pitch delivery, and tried to bounce it. And really just sort of sat up round about waist high, really. That shows you how good a batting pitch it is out there and how hard it is for the quicker bowlers to get anything from it.
Once again, it's a magnificent shot, just a little bit of room outside leg stump, full toss, and that's dispatched through extra cover for 4 more.
Well, again, he did give himself a little bit of room, but really he made it into a full toss because it almost looked like being a half volley at one time. But because he got himself into position quickly, he was able to readjust, and there's a lot of boundaries coming in, isn't it?
Well, this is a bit of a pace.
It didn't really move too much at all in the air, and Hansie just stepped away a little bit and hit it straight back past the bowler for 4. Hansie Cronje, average of 59 in World Cup games. Gone.
And he's gone this time, trying to pull it again through mid-wicket. Fleming the catcher, just short of a length, ball not coming on. Change of pace from Astor as opposed to Morrison. Just lifting it, but not lifting it high enough with that power we've seen, and Fleming taking the catch.
Astute bowling change there from Lee Jamon, the New Zealand captain, to bring on Nathan Astor, very much a part-time medium pacer, and he's dismissed the captain there, Hansie Cronje. A bit of a lazy shot, really. He really could have hit that anywhere in the park, one suspects, the way he was playing, but it's been Stephen Fleming at mid-wicket that takes a fairly straightforward catch. So well played there, Hansie Cronje. Lovely innings that, 78 runs from 64 deliveries. Stephen Fleming and Nathan Astor, good combination there, 146 for 3. And 30s very comfortably, very nicely, gets into the comfort zone, and then all of a sudden gets out rather innocuously. But when you play shots like that, it just suggests that you are in fact a very good player indeed. So he's got to go.
And is he gone? Yes, he is gone. Astor the bowler, and Callanan a little bit lazy on the onside, lifting it to square leg, and Thompson taking a comfortable catch.
Low on his batting average, but you've got to remember that he comes in situations, matches where there's not much time to play. It's a nice friendly delivery first ball, and dispatches that one to the boundary.
Well, no fine. Just a slow, lollopy full toss, and well struck away by Rhodes. I'm impressed with the way South Africa have gone about this run chase. They had lots of time. They could have gone out there and just batted nicely. They didn't. They still appear to be practicing for... Oh, what a good catch. I don't mean to say that this is a practice match. It's far from it. But what a wonderful, wonderful catch from Gavin Larson.
One of the hardest things in cricket to do, take a caught and bowled off your own bowling. Of course, you're off balance as you deliver. Jonty Rhodes getting a bit of bat and pad on that, but it went back quickly to the bowler as he squeezed it out. And it really was a terrific catch from Gavin Larson. He'll be happy with that. He'll be feeling much happier. He's been pretty expensive throughout the day. South Africa 170 for 5. Jonty.
Beg your pardon? That's 1 certainly. Surely they'll turn for 2 and complete it, and complete a very fine victory for South Africa.
There's Bob Warmer in the middle of the picture with the glasses on, shaking Peter Pollock's hand. Now, he was quite a nervous man yesterday. He's been with the team for 18 months. And he made the comment that 18 months worth of work and changing the style of the South Africans was all up to today's game. And my word, they have played superbly. Really outplayed New Zealand. Lee Jamon. Disappointing day for him, of course, but South Africa really never let them get into the game.
South Africa.